Despite the WNBA's existence for a few decades, few people were aware of the sport. Now that they're noticing it, well, Caitlin Clark, not Angel Reese, is to blame for that. However, there's nothing particularly intriguing about her game that would appeal to non-WNBA viewers. Angel Reese was really roasted by Dan Patrick, and she was really unable to take it. Are we surprised, really? While everyone else is treading carefully so as not to offend Angel, Dan doesn't hold back. Dan is expressing exactly what everyone is thinking over here. Indeed, it was audacious, and utterly daring. It was really necessary for someone to give her a reality check, since disparaging legends is not something you can get away with. I've experienced a lot. I've witnessed a lot. I've experienced numerous attacks. Angel most certainly needed to experience what it's like to be called out in a really hot way. In the meantime, during this entire breakdown, Caitlin Clark was performing an incredible feat against the Atlanta Dream that has left the entire WNBA in shock. But let's pause to honor September 8th, 2024 before we get into the juicy drama. Put it on your schedules. On this particular day, the Indiana Fever put on one of the most incredible shows of the year and defeated the Atlanta Dream 104-100 in overtime. And to be honest, Caitlin Clark did it all. 12 assists, 26 points. Yes, she essentially controlled the entire match, setting a franchise record with her 14th double-double of the season. She did it without any fanfare. Now, let's discuss those last few seconds, because after all, that's when legends are created, right? The game is tight, the pressure is on, and who steps up? Of course, Caitlin. She approaches the free throw line and makes 4 of them. Nothing but hesitation. Caitlin demonstrated with this that she is the one you want in charge when everything is at stake. The throng, they were going crazy. Every time she touched the ball, she stood up and cheered. The other 9 players on the court are irrelevant. The people in the crowd were Caitlin Clark's audience. This was her act. It's because of Caitlin Clark that everyone is opinionated on the events of that match. It's Clark Caitlin. Naturally, though, not everyone was in love. The excitement around Caitlin Clark. Surprisingly, Angel Reese wasn't too happy about Caitlin receiving all the attention. Angel is over here ensuring that everyone understands that she deserves recognition as well. Even while everyone else is flinging confetti at Caitlin, she asserts that the WNBA's increased audience isn't a one-woman show. Indeed, Angel has accomplished her goals in the league. Let's be honest though. This year, not exactly a reel of her best moments. It seems as though Angel is unable to tolerate that someone else enjoys the spotlight that she formerly enjoyed. Angel is, well, finding it difficult to keep up while Caitlin is putting in the work, making clutch plays, and generally changing the game. She's had a difficult season, and it's hard to deny the gap in their performances. You know, Caitlin Clark is the reason we're watching. It's obvious that someone needs to intervene and give them a reality check when someone is dominating the court like Caitlin Clark is, and someone else is just making fun of her for no apparent reason, perhaps because she's white or because they believe she's receiving too much attention from the media. Here comes Dan Patrick, who called out Angel Reese with the utmost professionalism. He also got into her like no one else in WNBA history, which is what I mean when I say no chill. He went all in with what may have been the hardest roast that Angel has ever experienced on his show at NBC Sports. In essence, he said, now was he mistaken, to be honest? Not really. Dan was very clear in saying that without Caitlin's extraordinary talent, the league wouldn't be witnessing these sharp increases in viewership or this unexpected media attention. You know who didn't receive any recognition? Yes, as you predicted. A Reese Angel, not a single applause. Patrick didn't merely make a suggestion. This wasn't even a gentle prod. He stated outright. This served as a sobering reality check. Dan essentially created the impression that Angel is preoccupied with assigning blame rather than improving herself, whereas Caitlin is single-handedly taking the WNBA to unprecedented heights. To be honest, he makes a valid point. Angel and Caitlin's difference is widening by the minute. Her season has been more of a roller coaster than a highlight reel. Then social media took off like a train. The moment Dan revealed those startling facts, the videos quickly became viral. Patrick's roast was widely shared on several platforms such as Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Supporters were enthralled with it, resharing and leaving comments that boosted Caitlin and detracted Angel. It developed into a movement rather than merely a moment gone viral. Patrick's comment struck such a chord that the entire exchange changed. Any argument that Angel was the co-face of the WNBA suddenly seemed ridiculous in comparison to Caitlin's apparent dominance. Everyone jumped on board, fans, pundits, even casual viewers, and it seemed as though Dan's roast served as the spark that started the fire. Hey, Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese needs her. Angel Reese is not necessary for Caitlin Clark. When Angel Reese plays against Caitlin Clark, we see that she wins. How did Angel Reese respond to that now? Not very well, I guess. She had a complete breakdown rather than dismissing it or allowing her performance speak for itself. She went to a news conference and began to accuse them of bias and of attempting to downplay her achievements. She maintained that Caitlyn shouldn't have received so much attention and that she should have received equal recognition for introducing the WNBA. I would simply like to know, I remain a human. I mentioned the other day that I haven't had peace of mind since winning the national title, and all of this has happened since then. Even though it stinks, I wouldn't change. Nothing would be altered by me. In the interim, Caitlin Clark, she remained silent the entire time. Not an answer, not a sarcastic remark, nothing. She simply continued to dominate on the court as she has done the entire season. Caitlyn was letting her game do the talking while Angel was busy shooting things on the internet. That's the issue though. Whenever Caitlyn displayed an even more impressive performance, Angel's reaction appeared even more ridiculous. With each clutch move from Caitlyn, the distance between them widened and Angel's anger seemed to mount. You do realize why Angel is so irritated, don't you? This is due to the fact that at this present moment, every fan, expert, and quite frankly, anybody with eyes is speculating as to whether Caitlin Clark is only a passing fad or if she has the potential to completely upend the WNBA. And the answer is rather obvious if you have been paying even the tiniest bit of attention. She is here to stay, and she is revolutionizing the entire game in addition to upending the league. The statistics don't lie, therefore let's analyze it using the data. Furthermore, they are noisier than any nearby hot takeaway. On May 14, 2024, Caitlin Clark's inaugural game drew 2.1 million spectators. Indeed, a million. That WNBA game has received the most attention on ESPN channels ever. And that was only the first game she had ever played. Imagine becoming that significant of a game changer from the start. Attendance at games on average and TV viewership each game. But there appears to be some animosity in the league despite the attendance and ratings records. Then on May 21st, the Fever Liberty Showdown airs with 1.71 million viewers, making it the ABCWNBA gay game with the highest viewership. She seems to be effortlessly rewriting the history of viewership with each game she plays on the court. Oh, and don't forget that she established a record on August 28th when she faced the Atlanta Dream in front of 617,000 viewers on NBA TV. It's just Caitlyn turning Tuesday night hoops into must-watch TV. No big deal. Additionally, you must be popping bottles right now if you work for the WNBA's marketing department. Not only is Caitlyn increasing viewership, but she's also making the entire league a primetime show. Numbers like these were unattainable for the WNBA prior to Caitlyn. But for now, it's simply another work day. She's essentially giving the league a total transformation. You'd have to be insane not to base your entire marketing plan around her, after all. The girls were shattering records and printing money. Where does that leave Angel Reese? In the meanwhile, when Caitlyn is out here making the WNBA an event not to be missed, to put it mildly, it's a difficult position because Caitlyn's fame is growing every day. Angel's own limelight is beginning to dim. Is she able to recover from this? Is she going to be able to live with this league that is obviously moving in Caitlyn's favor? Isn't it the key question?